نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقالوا أئذا ضللنا في الأرض أئنا لفي خلق جديد بل هم بلقاء ربهم كافرون. قل يتوفاكم ملك الموت الذي وكل بكم ثم إلى ربكم ترجعون. ولو ترى إذ المجرمون ناكسوا رؤوسهم عند ربهم ربنا أبصرنا وسمعنا فارجعنا نعمل صالحا إنا موقنون. ولو شئنا لآتينا كل نفس هداها ولكن حق القول مني لأملأن جهنم من الجنة والناس أجمعين. فذوقوا بما نسيتم لقاء يومكم هذا إنا نسيناكم وذوقوا عذاب الخلد بما كنتم تعملون. Respectful honorable friends, continuing with Surah Sajdah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the verses that have been recited, makes mention specifically with regards to the plight of those who do not have Iman, and especially at the time of death and in the hereafter. وَقَالُوا أَإِذَا ضَلَلْنَا فِي الْأَرْضِ أَإِنَّا لَفِي خَلْقٍ جَدِيدٍ بَلْ هُمْ بِلِقَاءِ رَبِّهِمْ كَافِرُونَ. They, meaning the disbelievers, say, أَإِذَا ضَلَلْنَا فِي الْأَرْضِ, that when we are lost in the earth, meaning when we die and our bodies decompose, when we are lost in the earth, أَإِنَّا لَفِي خَلْقٍ جَدِيدٍ, will we really be created again? بَلْ هُمْ, the fact is that they بِلِقَاءِ رَبِّهِمْ, with the meeting of their Rabb, kafirun, reject. The fact is that they reject the meeting with their Rabb. So Allah Ta'ala says that those who do not believe, who do not have Iman, they say that when our bodies decompose and when it becomes part of the earth, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala going to lafi khalqin jadeed? Will we really be created again? But Allah Ta'ala says, in actual fact, this objection of theirs is not a valid objection. This is an excuse that they make. The reality is that they reject the meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That even if they are given a convincing answer to this, which we all know, that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which Allah Ta'ala mentioned previously as well, that when Allah Ta'ala is created once, and for Allah Ta'ala to repeat is not difficult at all. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the first time, there was nothing there at all. When each one will die, the vertebrae, the last piece of the vertebrae, that will remain. And from there Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will resurrect insan and humans. So here there will be from something. And when something has been created once, to repeat that isn't difficult at all. And the fact here that they say, إِذَا ضَلَلْنَا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَقَالُوا إِذَا ضَلَلْنَا فِي الْأَرْضِ, and it is from the earth, the soil that Allah created insan from us, it is. So when they become earth, for Allah Ta'ala to create again is not difficult at all. But these are just excuses that they make. The reality is, هُمْ بِلِقَاءِ رَبِّهِمْ كَافِرُونَ. And this is the truth with regards to many objections as well. You'll have those who do not have Iman, with whom you may speak about Islam or you may present Islam to them, and they may come back with some objections and some questions. From those objections and questions itself, you know that are these genuine? That do they really want to know what the truth is? Because they want that clarification. That's why they are asking these questions. That there are certain matters that still need clarification for them. Clarity is needed. And the other is that these are just mere objections that they make as an excuse that because of these objections we do not want to believe. So those questions and those objections from the onset is just because they do not want to believe. And in those circumstances, there is no need even to give any reply and answer to those, because by doing so, it's not going to make any difference to them. The situation is that they do not want to believe from the onset. Allah says, قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ الَّذِي وُكِّلَ بِكُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ تُرْجَعُونَ. قُلْ, say to them, that the angel of death who وُكِّلَ بِكُمْ, who is appointed over you, will claim your souls. ثُمَّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ تُرْجَعُونَ. After which you will be returned to your Rabb. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, look, this is going to happen. That the fact that being part of the earth, now that you have left this world, and you think that إِذَا ضَلَلْنَا فِي الْأَرْضِ, that when we become part of the soil, Allah Ta'ala is saying that here is not a matter of you becoming part of the soil. There is another affair that is worse than that. And that is when Malakul Maut comes and takes your life. That is something that you're going to have to face with. And Malakul Maut taking your life is what then وُكِّلَ بِكُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ تُرْجَعُونَ. After which you return to your Rabb. And the taking of the life of your souls by Malakul Maut, he is going to be one which is going to be difficult for you. And when death arrives, it will be one that you will suffer terribly. قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ. Here Malakul Maut refers towards the angel of death himself, Israel alayhi salatu wasalam, who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has appointed as the angel of death. With regards to Malakul Maut, Malakul Maut is aware of each and every single person. And how Malakul Maut, as we may, when we dwell over these type of things, we think of it as we understand matters. And we would think that how can one person know everybody or get to everywhere and so. But with regards to Malakul Maut, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the sight of Malakul Maut, the earth and all those who are on earth are like a platter, a tray, a dish. And all the souls of everyone, every individual is there in front of Malakul Maut in that platter. So whenever Malakul Maut wants to, he can take the ruh of whoever he needs to. So it isn't a difficult task for Malakul Maut. Yes, one thing is for sure, that Malakul Maut himself does not know whose ruh to take until he is not commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he doesn't have a list beforehand. It is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructs, that's when Malakul Maut is aware of whose life to take. In various ahadith, where there is mention with regards to Malakul Maut, in just few different hadiths, just mention those collectively now. In one riwayat, it is mentioned that when Malakul Maut comes to take the life of a person, then Malakul Maut says at that time to that individual that, look, a lot of information of death had come to you. That my coming to you is not something new. Many warnings had already come to you. And now I am the final warning. no warning will come after. And those warnings of maut is what? Various illnesses that befall an individual. As Nabi Kareem mentioned that whenever any illness befalls an individual, then these illnesses are what? A warning from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to remind a person. Now for instance, if a person was always healthy, nothing wrong with a person at all, always healthy, then you're not going to really think about death at all. So each time an illness comes, it becomes an eye-awakener for a person. It reminds a person that look, death is round the corner, death will come. That any such illness may be one that we do not recover from. And that becomes a person's means of a person's demise. As another riwayat it is mentioned that Malik al-Maut. When Malik al-Maut was appointed the task of taking the ruh, the souls of people, the angel of death said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, you have appointed me and you have given me a task that due to which every person is going to think ill of me. That I am the cursed, that whoever will think of me is just going to think of death. And each person is going to think negative of me. That look, Malik al-Maut took this person, Malik al-Maut took this person. To which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then mentioned that I will change it. And I will disguise it with various different illnesses and incidents that will come. And because of those, people will then say that this is what caused the death of an individual, rather than them blaming you. So Malik thought that this is going to be, my job is one that people are not going to be happy with me at all. That I am, then they'll always remember me. That any person is that demise, they say, look, Malik al-Maut came to this person, Malik al-Maut came to this person, Malik al-Maut came to this person. How did this person die? When Malik al-Maut visited him, how did he pass away? Malik al-Maut came to him. So in this way, I'm going to be greatly disgraced in this manner. The unwanted Malik al-Maut, the disliked Malik al-Maut. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will disguise it without various illnesses. So people say this person passed away in this illness, this person passed away in an accident, this person passed away in such a manner. So those will just become a means. But the actual taking of the ruh is that of Malik al-Maut, that Malik al-Maut is instructed, and that's when Malik al-Maut will take the ruh of an individual. And in another riwayat, Malik al-Maut will even say and speaks at that time to the mayyit that look, I am, various warnings came to you and I am now the final warning. And then when he takes the ruh of people, when the family members are around and when they start wailing, crying and wailing and that, that's when he says to them, but we do not hear it, that he says to them on them, I thought that look, this is something that is inevitable, and very soon I'm going to visit each and every one, nobody's going to remain. That today there's this individual, but your turn will come, I will be paying you a visit as well. So if Malik al-Maut has paid somebody a visit within the home, then the rest of the members in the family, they'll also be paid a visit at some stage or the other. And the same with every person. Nobody is going to be able to be saved from this. In other riwayat is mentioned that a villager, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam has seen a sahabi, and that Malik al-Maut was on his bedside. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam had requested, said to him that look, take the ruh in a good manner, in a comfortable manner. To which Malik al-Maut said that whenever I do take the ruh of a believer, it is taken with great ease. It is taken with great ease, so that I take it with great ease, so that there is no suffering and pain on the one who I take the ruh of. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam in one riwayat met Sayyidina Malik al-Maut Israel al-Islam, and he asked Malik al-Maut to tell me and show me the form that you come in when you take the ruh of a wretched person, of a non-believer. Malik al-Maut said that he will not be able to bear it. But Sayyidina Ibrahim said, no, show me. Sayyidina Israel turned around, and then when he turned back to Sayyidina Ibrahim, he came in the most vicious of forms. And the form mentioned is that he was a bit dark in complexion and so huge that his head was in the heavens. And flames and fires were emitting from his mouth. And every a hair of the body had a face with flames coming out from it as well. In a very distressing and frightening form, that Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, seeing that, he fell unconscious. The Ibrahim alayhi salatu, seeing that, he fell unconscious. And then when he gained consciousness in Israel alayhi salam was in his normal form. And that's when Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said that, look, if there was no azab at all in the hereafter for those who don't believe, then just seeing this state of yours, that is sufficient for a person's azab. Allah save us and protect us. That is the form that he comes in when he takes the ruh of a wretched person. And when the ruh is taken as well, it is taken out with great force. As Allah is mentioning here, قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ الَّذِي وُكِّلَ بِكُمْ, that when he claims your soul, that is going to be very difficult for you. Worry about that rather than when you become earth. That isn't going to be something that is going to be so easy for you. And then when the ruh is taken out as well, it is taken out with great force. Because that individual who does not believe, who does not want to leave from this world, there will be a battle there where the ruh will not want to depart from the body, doesn't want to leave this world. So it will need to be pulled out. And that is going to be painful for an individual. When somebody putting the hand through your throat and pulling some organ out from inside, ruh will be forced out from an individual because the individual doesn't want the ruh to come out as it is. So there will be that force. And Malik al-Maut will come himself in this form, which will be so frightening as it is. And the ruh will be taken, and then when it will be taken up, it will be covered as well and wrapped in a filthy cloth, taken up to the first heavens. And when taken to the first heavens itself, the angels on those heavens will not want to open the doors of the heavens further at all for that individual, for that soul. So that soul will be taken and be thrown back into the pit of Jahannam. It will be thrown into the pit of Jahannam, in Sijjeen. That will be the plight of the one who does not believe. And then Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam asked Sayyidina Israel, show me the form that you come in. When you take the ruh and the soul of a believer, of a good person, of a believer. So Sayyidina Israel turned round, and then when he faced back to Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he came in the most beautiful of forms. In beautiful fragrance, clear white clothing, and in a manner which was very pleasing and appealing. The Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam mentioned that if there was no further reward for a person, then just seeing this beautiful sight of yours, that itself would be so comforting for the soul. And then yes, that soul is then taken with great honor and respect. And here in this verse Allah Ta'ala mentions, قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ. In the other ayats of verse where Allah Ta'ala mentions in the plural, shows that when Malik al-Maut comes, he won't come on his own. But Malik al-Maut will come with a jamaat, a group of angels. So Malik al-Maut is the one, he's the only one who takes the ruh itself. But when he comes with other angels as well. And those other angels will be there, and they will bring comfort to the righteous person. As in one riwayat is mentioned that when a righteous person does pass away as well, then Sayyidina Jibreel also comes with a group of angels separately to welcome the individual, to give him the glad tidings, and to be there as support for that individual as well. So the time of maut for the believer is going to be one that is very auspicious and is going to be a comfortable one. The ruh will be taken out easily. Why? Because the ruh will want to depart at that time, so it will easily come out. It will be wrapped in a beautiful cushion, and it will be taken to the first heavens with great honor. The angels in the first heavens will ask, who is this? And the angel accompanying the ruh will say, this is so and so, so and so, and describing the person with all the honorable statuses and honorable positions that this person has. Until it reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the ruh will be pleased with this, and the ruh will be brought back for the questioning, and then that ruh will be in barzakh enjoying the pleasures and the samples of Jannat. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is indicating towards, that when Malik al-Maut comes, it's not going to be an easy matter, especially for those who do not believe. But for the believer, it will be something that will be made easy. Is Malik al-Maut also appointed to take the souls of every creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? No. Malik al-Maut is only appointed to take the ruh of humans and jinns. Only humans and jinns. For the other creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Malik al-Maut is not sent to take their ruh. Meaning if an insect passes away, an animal passes away, a fly or something passes away, Malik al-Maut does not come to visit them either. As it is mentioned in Riwayat Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentions, that every makhluk creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does the tasbih of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as it is taught by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when his tasbih comes to an end, that is when his life also comes to an end. So automatically, through the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that animal or the insect, whatever it may be, bird or so, the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ruh will automatically depart from its body. And that's the end of that, because there is no barzakh or akhirat for that animal, insect or so anyway. So Malik al-Maut only comes. In one riwayat it is mentioned, in Tafseer it is also mentioned, although it is also authentic that Malik al-Maut, one is, there is an angel Pacific appointed to take the ruh of other non-ins and jinn. There is another angel that is appointed to take the ruh of jinn, one angel appointed to take the ruh of shaitan, and Malik al-Maut to take the ruh of insan. And then when all insan, everybody on the day of Qiyamah, when Qiyamah comes, then Malik al-Maut will also take the ruh of these three angels. And then Malik al-Maut himself will also then be put down, you can say, and then be brought back again. There is one riwayat as well, but this riwayat isn't so authentic, mentioned in some books of tafsir. That there is different ones appointed for these categories. But from the hadith itself we understand that Malik al-Maut is specifically appointed to take the ruh of the human beings. And for the angel, for the other creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, their lives will just come to an end as it is. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions and reminds, and this, although is in reply to those who reject the meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but for us all there is lesson in it as it is, that this is something that is inevitable. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, قُلْ, say to them in reply, يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ الَّذِي وُكِّلَ بِكُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ تُرْجَعُونَ. Say to them that the angel of death who is appointed over you will claim your souls mercilessly, after which you will be returned to your Rabb. And when you're going to be returned to your Rabb, then that's where each one is going to account for your actions and beliefs in this world, and the punishment which will be there as well. وَلَوْ تَرَى إِذِ الْمُجْرِمُونَ نَاكِسُوا رُؤُوسِهِمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ رَبَّنَا أَبْصَرْنَا وَسَمِعْنَا فَارْجِعْنَا نَعْمَلْ صَالِحًا إِنَّا مُوقِنُونَ. As Allah Ta'ala mentions, that what will be the plight of these people in the hereafter, Allah Ta'ala says, وَلَوْ تَرَى, if only you could see what means the scene of the Akhirah. إِذِ الْمُجْرِمُونَ, when the criminals will be نَاكِسُوا رُؤُوسِهِمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ, will bow their heads before their Rabb. And they will say, Rabbana, now on the day of Qiyamah, on the day of resurrection, they'll all believe. And they will all say, Rabbana, O our Rabb, Absarana, we have seen. Meaning we have seen the resurrection, Qiyamah, and what we had denied, we've seen that. So Rabbana Absarana, Wasami'na, and we have heard. I mean everything that we refuse to believe from the Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam, all that now we have heard that. So Rabbana Absarana Wasami'na. So now Farji'na, return us to the world, so that na'mal salihan inna muqinun, so that we may carry out good deeds, and that we are from now we are inna muqinun. We are now certainly convinced. We are now certainly convinced. So Allah Ta'ala says that this will be their plight, and this is what will happen in the hereafter. That in the hereafter now, because everything is now in front of them. And everything they will see everything now anyway. So that's when they will see, and Allah Ta'ala says, they'll have now their heads will be bowed in front of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And they will even accept them by saying, Rabbana, O our Rabb. We have seen, we have heard, and now we believe in everything. So do what? Farajina. Return us to this world, na'mal salihah, so that now we do some good deeds. And inna muqinun, we are certainly convinced about everything that Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam have mentioned. All of these things, now we have yaqeen and everything. But elsewhere Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that their condition is that even if they were sent back to the world to do good deeds, they'll come back in the same condition. They'll forget everything and they'll just continue. Because of the temptation of the world itself and everything that is here, the condition will be that they'll continue just to be there and to go back as well. So they will make this request, but this request will not be, their plea will be rejected. Because once you're there in the hereafter, there is no return. There is no return at all. Nobody will come back to this world after death. This was the opportunity, this was the chance. And a person will regret the fact that they didn't make the most of the chance that Allah Ta'ala had given here in this world. وَلَوْ شِئْنَا لَأَتَيْنَا كُلَّ نَفْسٍ هُدَاهَا وَلَكِنْ حَقَّ الْقَوْلُ مِنِّي لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمَ مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ أَجْمَعِينَ. Allah Ta'ala says, وَلَوْ شِئْنَا, if we will, لَأَتَيْنَا كُلَّ نَفْسٍ هُدَاهَا, we would have granted every soul hudaha its guidance. Meaning we have made every soul a believer. But وَلَكِنْ حَقَّ الْقَوْلُ مِنِّي, however the decree has issued from me that لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمَ, that I will surely fill Jahannam min al-jinnati wal-nas ajma'in, with man and jinn. That Allah Ta'ala says that this won't happen, that every soul will be granted hidayat, because Allah Ta'ala has created Jahannam. When Jahannam has been created, then there is going to have to be those who are destined, who are going to have to go to Jahannam. As in Aisha radiallahu ta'ala mentioned the hadith of Muslim, that there are those people who already before birth, Allah Ta'ala had already destined that these people are in Jannah. And there are those who before birth, Allah Ta'ala has already destined that they are going to go to Jannah. And that is exactly how it will be, that they will go to Jannah and they will go to Jahannam. Because here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions minal jinnati wan nas. The alif lam is specific, so that means that there will certainly be a collection of man and jinn that will be in the fire of Jahannam. So there have to be humans and jinn who will not accept its iman. Means that it will be destined for them already that they are jannatis or they are jannamis, in order to fill both Jannat and Jahannam. As well, a hadith Nabi Kareem sallallahu ta'ala mentions that every person has their abode in Jannat and Jahannam. Each one has their seat in Jannat and Jahannam. Those who go to Jannat, they take the seat of those who are in Jahannam, and those in Jahannam will take the seat of those who are in Jannat. The Sahaba Kiram radiyallahu ta'ala asked Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, then when it is ordained and fixed, who will go to Jannat and who will go to Jahannam, then should we not just leave it as it is and just remain on our laurels, that you say, just keep it on our qadr, however it is? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said no. That each one should continue doing his deeds. Should continue doing his deeds. Because the one for whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has destined Jannat, Allah ta'ala will make the path of Jannat or the amal of Jannat easy for him. And the one who is destined for Jahannam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make the path of Jahannam easy for them. And the Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam then recited, وَمَا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. That for whoever Jahannam is meant for them, Allah Ta'ala will make the amal, the deeds of Jahannam easy for them. And those for whom Jannat is destined, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make the amal, the path of Jannat easy for them, meaning good deeds. Now a person who is not a Muslim, who is not a believer, For them to bring iman and do good deeds and do the ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is so difficult for them. If for a believer, it may not be so easy, but a believer is still able to do it. More further good deeds. Why is it that some can do it and some cannot do it? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes that easy for some and not for others. For those who Allah ta'ala destined Jannat, Allah ta'ala will make the amal of Jannat easy for them. Those who Allah ta'ala has destined Jahannam for, then the deeds to take a person to Jahannam will be made easy for them. And Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that a person who is destined for Jahannam and a person who is destined for Iman, person who might be doing the amal of Jahannam, but Jannat is destined for them. At the end they will do the deeds that take them to Jannat. And there will be that person who is destined for the fire of Jahannam, will be a believer, and at the end will do those deeds that take them towards the fire of Jahannam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already destined, لَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمَ مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ أَجْمَعِينَ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is definitely going to fill Jahannam with people anyway, with man and jinn. So when that is the case, then that's why Allah ta'ala has deprived those of Iman, because the fact that they are going to go into Jahannam. Allah ta'ala has given us Iman. This is something that we should be very appreciative of. That the fact that Allah ta'ala has given us Iman, we can just hope and we should just pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah ta'ala keeps us steadfast so that we are from those who Allah ta'ala has chosen to be part of Jannat. So that we remain firm upon our faith, we remain firm upon our Iman, and that we remain, and how to remain firm upon your Iman is to remain firm upon the amal, the deeds that take a person to Jannah. As for instance, the hadith wherein it is mentioned that person who the zikr of the kalima la ilaha illallah 100 times, their face will shine on the day of Qiyamah. Ulama mentioned in the tafsir of this that this means that how will the face shine on the day of Qiyamah? Meaning it means that Allah Ta'ala will give that person the tawfiq to do such deeds that will enable the face to shine on the day of Qiyamah. So it's not just that the zikr la ilaha illallah will make the face shine, meaning that the zikr la ilaha illallah will enable a person to do such deeds that will make their face shine on the day of Qiyamah. So those who are destined for Jannat, Allah Ta'ala will make it possible for them to do deeds of Jannat. And Allah Ta'ala will then keep them steadfast upon it. And those for whom it isn't, then there is a case of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make the path of Jahannam easy for them. So Allah Ta'ala has given us Iman. And Allah Ta'ala has given us Iman, and because Allah Ta'ala has given us Iman as well, when it comes to maut itself, as here Allah Ta'ala mentions that وَكِلَ بِكُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ تُرْجَعُونَ, shows us that maut is what will link us with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for a believer, maut is not so fearful. Maut is not so drastic for a believer. Yes, we all fear it. And why a believer fears maut is because of not knowing what our plight will be, how our meeting with Allah Ta'ala is going to be. Is Allah Ta'ala going to be pleased with us or not? Are we going to be accepted by Allah Ta'ala or not? Our deeds will be accepted. That is a fikr and that is a concern, a worry that a person should always have. Because if you do not have that, then as Allah Ta'ala here mentions that why these people do not bring Iman is, one is because بِلِقَاءِ رَبِّهِمْ كَافِرُونَ, because one is that they do not believe in returning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which shows that when there is no belief in the akhirat or there is no fikr of the akhirat, that's when a person does bad deeds. That's when it leads to a person disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, committing kufr. Or for a believer, disobeying Allah ta'ala is when a person becomes oblivious of the akhirat. So for a believer, it's a case of we're going to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we have that anxiety that is there, that fikr concern, how is that meeting going to be there? But there should also be that excitement there as well. So for a believer, that is the case. And when maut will come for a believer, there as in the hadith mentioned to you earlier on, Malikul maut will come in an easy form, in an enjoyable form, in a beautiful form, which will make it enjoyable for that believer in his or her meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a believer should not be too fearful. Yes, that amount of fear is necessary to keep us on track. To keep us on track. And for sure, that person who has Iman with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and has done the utmost to carry out the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this has always been my believe, and my hope and yaqeen as well here, that as long as a person is carrying out the fara'id, and you have not done wrong to any person, you have not done any wrong to any person, and you depart from this world, mazahid, you will be okay. Meaning, farz is iman after all. Those things which are farz, you haven't done those, then Allah Ta'ala isn't going to be pleased. Yes, your iman will save you later on, but Allah Ta'ala is not going to be pleased with you because look, you had iman but you didn't obey Allah Ta'ala. But that person who had iman but obeyed Allah Ta'ala, had their salat all the time, reading their fara'id, fasting, som, zakat, whatever was farz upon them, they did that. So that is going to do what? That is going to please Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Sins the person is going to commit. But that person who is doing good deeds, part of doing good deeds will be doing tawbah as well. So that is what that hope that such a person is going to make tawbah after all. Such a person will be making tawbah as it is. So whatever wrong is done in that sense, hopefully that tawbah will cover for that. And wherever there is some deficiencies in the tawbah, Allah Ta'ala's rahmah and mercy will then kick in because of that lifelong obedience of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, that Allah Ta'ala will make death easy. But the biggest obstacle here is that as long as you have not wronged somebody. Because if you're going to die where you have wronged somebody, you've killed somebody, you murdered somebody, you've taken their rights and you've done zulm on somebody, then that's going to make it difficult for a person in the hereafter. As long as that department is clear and all your accounts there are fine, then now it's just a case of our matter, our account with Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. I mean, all those accounts are fine. There's nothing to worry about in that department at all. Neither is what our dealings with Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Their iman and amal salihah will do it for us. That will do it for an individual that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will make it easy for a person, that when the person will then die, and when the person dies, and then he'll reflect and he'll think to himself as well, that it wasn't as daunting as we thought it would be. It wasn't as daunting as we thought it would be. And these are from what we see from how Allah Ta'ala mentions all the promises and everything that Allah Ta'ala mentions in the Qur'an. And the Zat of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is such as well. So that is what ummeed and hope we should have in Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala as well. Finally Allah Ta'ala mentions, فَذُوقُوا بِمَا نَسِيتُمْ لِقَاءَ يَوْمِكُمْ هَذَا إِنَّ نَسِينَاكُمْ وَذُوقُوا عَذَابَ الْخُلْدِ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. Allah Ta'ala says, and this is when, after the plea of the disbelievers to return to this world, and when that will be rejected, and when they will be subjugated to what? Subjected to punishment, they will be said, now فَذُوقُوا, now taste what the punishment, بِمَا نَسِيتُمْ, because you forgot this day, لِقَاءَ يَوْمِكُمْ هَذَا, that you forgot this day that you're going to meet Allah Ta'ala, and because you forgot that day, now فَذُوقُوا, taste the punishment, إِنَّا نَسِينَاكُمْ. Why? Because we have forgotten you as well. When you chose to forget this day, we have chosen to forget you as well. That means, but I don't know you anymore. And when we say that as well, isn't it? Look, I don't know you anymore. That means, well, look, don't come to me now. When you had that chance, now it's case, look, I don't know you anymore, that means you don't come to me. You're not going to get any help, you're not going to get any mercy from me. And that is what it means. Allah Ta'ala is using our language in other words. Inna nasinakum. So Allah Ta'ala is not going to forget anybody. It means that we have forgotten you as well. So there's no point. You're not going to get any respite here at all. Now, وَذُوقُوا عَذَابَ الْخُلِّ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. Taste of the eternal punishment because of the action that you carried out. بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. So you can just see of how Allah Ta'ala addresses the disbelievers, and that address, that form, the language, the words, the manner, how Allah Ta'ala addresses the disbelievers, and how those who have iman are addressed by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. From that you can gauge the difference, and how terrible and how tormenting it is going to be for those who do not have iman. That just shows how beneficial iman is, how important and how valuable iman is. Those who have iman, Allah Ta'ala, how Allah Ta'ala addresses the believers, the manner is totally different. And that's the way we understand as well. Whoever we have relationship with, connection with, friendship with, and we have that association with, and compared to a total stranger or somebody where there's enmity, there's difference there, and you can you gauge that from how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the believers and how Allah ta'ala addresses the disbelievers. And that is what we need to go on. And the manner in which Allah ta'ala addresses the disbelievers, that is there always in our minds as a warning for us. Look, we need to be saved from that, we need to be protected from that. So that a person is at all times just concerned and worried. And the fact that you have that concern and worry is a good sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will keep a person steadfast. And if you forget that, you become oblivious of the akhirat, and you forget about iman, whether have iman or not, die with iman or not, that's when a person then just goes down that path of kufr. And who knows, that person lives a life of iman and dies as a disbeliever as well. Allah ta'ala protect us all. Allah ta'ala keep us all daim and qaim, always steadfast upon our iman. And make our meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala one which is easy and pleasurable as well, and save us and protect us from the displeasure of Allah ta'ala, from kufr and the adhab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.